Hey guys, it's Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys. Stop dabbing. And we're here to give another video for you guys. Well, for me, another Fire Force review for you guys. Obviously, now this time you can see I am joined in a long time actually. Well, when it comes to anime reviews, the Red Wolf. How's it
What's up,
been?
man? Man, it's been a lot, right? Man,
Well,
I think
if
I'll be rusty.
if you actually been watching our SAO reviews, that was the last time he's been on the channel.
How
But
long
in
has it
terms
been?
of, huh?
How long has that been?
Like 2 weeks.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, Denzel is here for or actually not Denzel. The Red Wolf is here for funny enough, Fire Force. Like I said last week, if you were tuned in for Fire Force review, Denzel couldn't make it because he was out in Mexico for 4th of July. I don't know why you would celebrate 4th of July in Mexico, but I'm just saying.
Family. What's what else could go wrong, right?
Yeah. What else?
Family. Okay.
Anyways, we have a pretty eventful Fire Force episode to talk about today because, man, were themes and I just have a lot of questions.
So do I. Like, wait, what? Isn't it? Well, I think it happened a little too fast. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a good thing I actually rewatched the episode before we making this video. We're actually making this video super late. This video should have been up, but whatever. Anyways, we're gonna run through the while going. Huh?
There you go again, glitching out. Your voice is kind of glitching out. Go on, go on.
Anyways, here we go. Now, the episode starts off. Took off last week with that nude photo shoot. But
We are mid.
at least it wasn't talked about a lot. So anyways, Shinra is going to meet Captain Hagu of the Fork Company. And he's essentially, I think I forgot, but apparently he had some kind of connection from, I guess, last season when he was in the weird nether world or whatever that thing is called.
Adolaverse.
Yeah, when he was, I guess, doing an Adola Link. So he's gonna go over there to Company 4 because he needs help with the Adola Link, and then more, I guess, revealing more the identity of the Evangelist. We also find out that his granddaughter Asako, I think is her name, invited him over there. At first, I thought it was the pink girl we're actually going to see, the pink-haired girl we're actually going to see next week, but no, it's a completely different girl. But pink hair still. We also do get more information that the Fourth actually holds the training grounds of Fire Force soldiers, as well as they hold like regular firefighters, as well as the Company 4's Fire Force. We also do get a revelation that Captain Hagu, he used to be a firefighter, which is actually pretty interesting. So you can see that you can actually be a firefighter and actually be in the Fire Force ranks.
Hmm.
You're thinking?
No, go on. I
Okay.
think I think I have more to say later on.
All right. So Shinra goes on to the Fourth, and we run into three new characters we saw. One is Lieutenant Pan. I don't know why they didn't call him Pan, but maybe it sounds more manly. Pan. I don't know if this is his right name, but from how I saw it, I'll probably have to go back and look at the subs. But Al Roach, the guy with the little red, hair thing, who I guess who's Shinra's little rival in the training school.
I was watching it in Japanese, so
Okay. And then the last guy who has actually been highly advertised for the season, Ogun, on the first, I think, black guy we've seen in this freaking series. And he seems pretty cool. He seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him.
Shinra kind of does the rival dude kind of dirty or funny by like essentially owning him. And I'm guessing that dude is still training after all this time, which means he must be pathetic. So who knows? We also do get revelation that Shinra and crap, I forgot his freaking name. Sword guy.
Uh, uh, guys, we're so sorry if we don't remember his name. Oh my god.
Oh, what the heck? What am I talking about? Arthur. Stupid me.
Arthur. Oh my god.
How do I forget Arthur? Arthur, him and Shinra apparently went here and trained together. And that's how he knows Ogun and Arthur, and that's how they're all stuff like that. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So, anyways, the episode goes on with them meeting the fourth captain. And what I found funny about Lieutenant Pon is essentially, I guess, the way he communicates is through his whistle, and the characters actually know what he's freaking saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I don't know.
Go on.
Anyways, they're just talking why the lieutenant wants to see and how he got the scars on his face. And apparently, we later find out, obviously, he gets the scars from going to this nether world or whatever, but, apparently he's been acting, huh?
Adola Link. Let's just call it Adola.
We're going to call the Adola Link netherworld thing. I don't know. Anyways, they go on to talk about how much he's changed after that incident that happened, and we see how much he changed because this dude is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when like Shinra starts hallucinating and stuff as well. It starts like
he has the Adola Link activate, and for some reason he sees this girl that looks similar, or what he calls sister, which not his blood sister. He means sister as in Iris, a girl that has the same exact eye colors as Iris, just longer hair than Iris. The only difference is different voice actor than Iris. Now, Denzel watched the subbed version, so I'm just going to tell him a little fun fact. Now, if you watch the dub version, you might have heard a certain, let's just say, character we all love from another series.
I have a few guesses on who you're talking about, but go on.
Yes.
Shermie Lee.
You got it. Oh my goodness. I don't know if he's coming back from that. Yes. I guess she took something from her old favorite co-op buddy, Natsu friend, Todd Havercorn, and playing the role. Can I just say this? Shermie Lee as the bad guy in this one episode, she was phenomenal. One, she made the character sound seductive as hell. I'm not even joking. Two, just the performance of how crazy she made the first pillar. That's what we're gonna call her, the first pillar. Just insane. So yeah, and let me just say, I said it enough about the animation last week, but oh my goodness, the animation this week, especially with those scenes where they had the close-up. Also, can I just say this? They're really teasing me with these dang nude scenes, aren't they? Last week for One Piece, they gave me the bathhouse scene with Nami and Robin. This week they gave me this character. Although crazy, it's hot as hell. She's called the first pillar. I'm not gonna call her evil Iris. I don't know. Anyways, the first pillar is essentially telling Shinra because the Hagu is actually saying this crazy stuff. He's like, show me your flames, show me your flames. I think Denzel can go on with talking what's going on next.
Yeah. Then we suddenly see like Shinra's eyes suddenly go even redder than they usually are, like full on red. And then he was gonna attack one of that rival guy. What's his name again?
I don't even know the rival guy who they were him and two other people. They don't show the two other people. They were apparently dressed in those mascot costumes of the mascots we've been seeing this entire freaking series. But go on.
Yeah, like and like the first was like telling him like kill him, kill him, kill him. He was about to attack, but then sorry, someone got in the way, enjoying the flames. You know,
Yeah.
ugh.
So they take it outside because the fourth captain, he essentially takes this thing outside because he doesn't want his building being burnt up. I guess we also get confirmation of Lieutenant Pon's powers. Essentially, he can essentially give buffs. I guess stat boost essentially, even though that's game references, but that's what essentially he does. He whistles and he gives the characters essentially buffs. And the funny thing is, the fourth the fourth captain, for some reason, loves getting beat up by Shinra. Heck, even when Shinra first goes in for the attack, way back when the freaking his office, the dang dude is licking his freaking feet, saying, "Oh, Dola, it's so good." Don't don't ask. At first, I literally thought this guy. I'm like, how is this guy not working for the evangelist? This guy's crazy.
You know, I'm usually used to seeing crazy female characters like that.
But a crazy old man.
I'm just gonna walk out. I'm just gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Wait,
To
wait,
say-
isn't Darkness from Konosuba like that?
I guess so. You know what I mean. That word. Can't say Makio's sister or whatever. But
Well,
anyways, we actually cut to the evangelist, which is Hamera, and I forgot the other guy's name. But essentially, Hamera goes on to say that the first pillar has gotten under Shinra's skin and kind of possessed him, as well as they actually possessed those three other dudes as well. So the evangelist doing shady dealings.
hmm.
You have any thoughts about that?
So do they have a Dola burst too? They said, or
They apparently don't. Well, Show is the one that has the Adula burst in the Evangelist. You remember? You have to remember that he's the only one in their group that has the Adula burst, or the Adula who can do the Adula burst, which can lead to the Adula link.
okay,
Anyway,
the other two.
I think they're just regular bad henchmen, but they're going to be featured in this, I guess, this season alive because they are featured a heck of a lot. Anyways, it looks like things are getting worse, and it looks like Shin was actually gonna freaking kill somebody, his possessed self. And Arthur and Ogun actually come on in and help on with the stuff. And this is when we get like epic battle. Now, I know you can say they did Ogun wrong in this, but I guarantee you, Ogun, with what we've been seeing just in the openings alone, he's gonna get his time. He's gonna get his time to shine because this dude can ride a freaking fire skateboard for some reason. I don't know, but that looks cool. So, anyways, Arthur and Shinra start fighting, and Arthur kind of goes on like, for one thing, Arthur can sense that there's somebody else, I guess you can say taking over Shinra.
Mhm.
And Arthur essentially is saying, like, you don't act like this. Is there something, Denzel, you want to say?
No, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I what's up, Mr. Winfrey?
How you doing, Mr. Denzel?
Off-screen stuff, guys. Off-screen
I'll
stuff.
be right back.
Anyways, Arthur goes on to say like how Shinra's acting different and how like you are wanted to be a hero instead of stuff like that. And he goes on saying like, I guess you really are the devil, like everybody's been saying. And Shinra at this point, thanks to the first pillar, who's being completely filled by rage and everything, Because even Shinra in the little netherworld is saying, how could this person be filled by this rage and stuff
Yeah,
like
how can she have so much hatred?
yeah, that too. And essentially, she kind of tries to make Shinra consumed to the point because we all seen in the past that Shinra was always called a monster, a devil, all that stuff. People have been making mockery of him. And that's kind of what's making her control him and stuff like that. And then we get to this interesting scene within the episode where Ogun actually goes on to mention, like, why are you always acting, why do you, when you always have this king's role or whatever, knight's role, you get all serious all of a sudden and you actually start kicking butt.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we get the sad and tragic backstory of Arthur, which it's like a One Piece backstory, just like all of them. Except without, I guess, the fact that the parents die. But Denzel can go through the backstory.
So, from what I can understand, is he sees his dad looking under his hat, and then he's all like, "What? What? What? Why are you looking inside your hat and stuff?" And his dad, I don't know, like puts it on him, and then he starts hallucinating stuff, like his own nightly fantasy, if you know what I mean.
I guess you can say he's imagining it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain.
Well, I guess I can go on. But what is it? What I found interesting is the fact that Arthur, he doesn't come from, like, I guess, say, a rich style background, even though he looks like that type of character that did. He actually comes from a very poor background. Like, the dude's living in, like, I guess you could say the slums, essentially, in his apartment. His family barely has any money, so he's poor. And then they even showed on the TV screen, I guess their family runs this restaurant, which apparently, I guess, something bad happened to it, where I guess somebody was convicted of food poisoning, and his mom was like, "That's not good," or something like that. And then this is when we get the sad part. After all the imagining stuff and things like that, there's just a note left on the table, and it's implied that Arthur's parents just got up and left him, which is pretty sad. And one, F those parents.
Maybe, or maybe something just happened to them.
I don't know. It's implied that they just got up and left and never returned to see Arthur again, which is really heartbreaking, actually. Um, and it's funny because Ogun, he actually goes on to say, it's like, man, that actually sucks. That means, wait, your parents just abandoned you. And then next thing they cut it off with the whistle dude, Pawn. I'm like, how can you go to somebody saying so sad, and then you just got to a comedic moment like that where he's like, shh. I'm like, okay. Anyways, the fight continues, and then this is when Arthur just straight up goes badass mode. He's just dishing out these attacks. Actually, there's this one funny part in the fight where Arthur actually grabs the fourth. You want to go on and say this because you look like you're about to die from that.
He literally grabs the fourth captain and uses him as a shield.
Let's just say, I guess you can say the fourth captain is just loving it to the point. It's almost like he's fangasming into just getting hit by Shinra. He's like, what I need.
I guess Arthur knows what he likes.
That was literally fun. I'm like, okay. The fourth captain, he weirded me out, but now he's just funny. Anyways, Arthur goes on. He does this one. He starts laying into Shinra. He gives him this punch, then he gives him this kick, and then he gives him this freaking headbutt. I'm like, God, how can you do that? And not being like, ah. But anyways, we see a little flashback scene of them fighting back when, I guess, him, Ogun, and Arthur were all trainees there. And they do a whole thing how, Shinra wants to be a hero. Like we all know, Shinra wants to be a hero. And essentially, Arthur, he kind of snaps it into Shinra, like, I thought you wanted to be a freaking hero. You know, I looked up, I respected the fact that you wanted to be like this. So what are you going to do about it? If you don't accept, then I'm going to kill you with this next strike. And then it looked like Shinra was going to charge in, and it looked like Arthur probably would have to do something that he might regret. But then Shinra actually hits himself. And yeah, and he breaks free of the possession. And then the last few minutes of the episode, the last few minutes, he's talking to the first pillar in his head. Also, can I just say this? Even my thumbnail's gonna do it. They just really had to give the first pillar and Shinra naked in their little dialogue scenes.
No shipping. Just kidding.
My goodness, heck, let's be real. There was like an over the head shot of, you know, the first pillar's boobs, and they didn't show no nipples. Okay, nothing else I gotta say. But they really been fan servicing the thing. So the fact that she looks like Iris, I don't know what the heck that means. So is that just something? Is that a maybe prequel to what could be happening later? Maybe Iris is a pillar and even though she's unpowered, who knows?
Be related to Iris. Could be.
She looks like Iris with longer hair. Although she's not Iris. It's something strange.
What could she be? That's the thinker.
He's the first pillar. And Shinra actually goes on because earlier, the first pillar actually says, like, I know where your mom's at. And Shinra, after snapping back, he asks her, like, where's my mom? Tell me. And she's like, excuse me? I'm not going to tell you nothing because you rejected me. Which, okay.
Literally.
I'm like, why do you, first things first, can I just say this? This is an SAO reference, but for some reason, the first pillar reminds me of Quinella.
And and I know how much you love Quinella.
Of course I do. Anyways, she also goes on to say, the first pillar, that there's going to be a new pillar coming and that the evangelists know about it and they'll be going for it. And essentially it's going to be a race, which apparently is going to be the entire thing this season. So, yeah. And that's when the episode ends. And next week, we're going to get the introduction to another new character, the girl named Inka, the pink-haired girl. And, yeah.
I'm surprised you already know her name.
Well, I watched the subs. The subs, I was actually subbing the English dub. So it showed her name in the subtitles in the next episode preview.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it seems like Inka is a delinquent, and apparently she could be the next person with an Adola type link or the next pillar. And it seems like the Fire Force Company are going to have to try to retrieve her. Now I heard she's gonna be a big part of this season, and she looks like she can go crazy within a moment's notice because that opening looks like she can go crazy. But this was a good episode. I liked everything here. It furthers the plot. This first pillar character is still interesting from the standpoint. It looks like Iris, and maybe it could foreshadow something that maybe Iris could lose control. Who knows? As well as this first pillar stuff. And I think the Fire Force Company 8 is actually going to be teaming up with the Fourth Company this season. So, are this part of the first half of this arc. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the story goes. I'm actually intrigued to see what Inka's about too.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on the episode, Denzel?
Wow. Like I said, I have so many questions. I hope they'll be answered in the next episode.
There are weeks to come, but yeah, that's really all we got to say about Fire Force this week. Yeah, so that's really it. Also, the one of the other things is, I guess if you're not understanding how Fire Force is coming out, it seems to come out, or I guess it's coming out every Friday, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which would be I believe 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. So it's going to be coming out Friday. So yeah, I'm good. You get to start your weekend on a high note, and as the weeks progress, you go on. So yeah, that's really it. So anything else? Our last words to say, Denzel?
Thank you for having me again after 2 weeks, and it's pretty fun. And I hope to do more videos later on in the future.
All right. We're gonna get out of here. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. If there's a comment you want to put in the comments regarding, I guess, your predictions on what the first pillar is about and where the story could be headed, and I guess your thoughts on Inca without giving manga spoilers. So yeah, and also hit that subscribe button for more Fire Force content. So yeah, I can't wait. And next week is gonna be a doozy. So till then, guys, me and the Red Wolf will be getting out of here. Peace.
Peace.